Morning. I'm Constable Rowan of the Townsville Police Station. Today is the 15th of October 2022 and the time is 900 hours. I wish to question you about incident number QPXX22354, the possession of suspected dangerous goods pursuant to Section 9 of the Drugs Misuse Act 1986 and unlawful use of a motor vehicle pursuant to Section 408A of the Criminal Code. Could you please state your full name, date of birth and address?
David Knievel, born 1st of May 2000, Echuca, Victoria. My current address is 10 Green Street, Kirrawin, Queensland 4817.
How long have you been at 10 Green Street, Kirrawin?
4 years.
Do you live with anyone?
I live with my mother, 2 sisters. Recently, Mum's boyfriend moved in.
Can you provide the names and contact numbers of the people whom you live with, please?
My mum is Rosie Knievel. My sisters are under 12. I won't give their names. You need to talk with my mum about them. Mum's boyfriend, Jim Werabone. I don't know their numbers. They're in my phone, which you have.
Okay. Do you identify as Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander?
I identify as First Nations from the Yorta Yorta mob at Chucha.
You are under arrest for the possession of a suspected dangerous drug pursuant to Section 9 of the Drugs Misuse Act 1986 and the unlawful use of a motor vehicle pursuant to Section 408A of the Criminal Code, and have been conveyed here today for the purpose of questioning about these offences. Do you understand what has occurred?
Yes.
Do you understand that you are not free to leave?
Yes.
Before I ask you any questions, I must tell you that you have the right to remain silent. This means that you do not have to say anything or answer any questions or make any statement unless you wish to do so. However, if you do say something or make any statement, it may be used later as evidence. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Pursuant to Section 421 of the Police Powers and Responsibilities Act, you have been provided with an ATSL representative, James Montague. Do you consent to Mr. Montague's presence?
Yes.
You also have the right to telephone or speak to a lawyer of your choice, to inform the lawyer where you are and to arrange or attempt to arrange for the lawyer to be present during questioning. If you want to telephone or speak to any of these people, questioning will be delayed for a reasonable time for that purpose. Is there anyone you wish to telephone or speak to?
My ATSL representative, James Montague, is also my lawyer. I do not need to contact anyone else at the time.
Thank you. Do you agree Constable Bowe and myself saw you at 1700 hours on the 14th of October 2022 at 10 Girraween Street, Kirrawin, Queensland 4817?
Yes.
Do you agree I saw you yesterday? Oh, sorry, I've already answered that. Has any threat or promise been held out to you to get you to take part in this interview?
No.
When we spoke on the 14th of October 2022, the Holden Commodore licence plate QRX227 was parked in the driveway of 10 Girraween Street, Kirrawin? Is this
Yes.
correct? Can you tell me how the motor vehicle came to be parked in the driveway of your home?
On the morning of the 11th of October, I had collected the motor vehicle from Nikki's house to use for the next days. I had a busy week.
What made you believe you had the right to use that vehicle?
Nikki had given me a set of keys as I was paying half of the loan repayments and the insurance on the vehicle. We had an agreement that I could use it when I needed to, and I would refund her half share when her study visa expired and she returned to Russia. I can provide statements from my bank account showing the payments and copies of the loan agreement which shows both our names.
Did you inform Miss Brute you were taking the car?
I discussed it earlier in the week that I would need the car from the 11th to the 14th of October to get to appointments. Nikki hadn't said she would need it.
Can you tell me what time you collected the motor vehicle?
Around 5 a.m.
Was Miss Brute expecting you to collect at this time?
I had mentioned I'd be early and wouldn't disturb her. I have previously collected the car this early and Nikki and I agreed I would not disturb her sleep.
Can you tell me how you got to Miss Brute's house?
My mate Lionel Green was on his way to work and dropped me off near the park on Patridge Street. I walked up the street to Nikki's and grabbed the car.
Were you carrying anything when you went to Miss Brute's house?
My backpack and a torch so I could see while I walked to Nikki's place. The street lighting is not the best along her street. I didn't use it much on the 11th because the full moon was enough light to walk by. When I got to Nikki's, I shone the torch in the car window. Nikki sometimes leaves her keys in the ignition. If she had, I would not have needed to get my keys out of my backpack.
You shone the torch to check if Miss Brute's keys were in the ignition?
Yeah, Nikki often leaves her keys in the ignition. While I was shining my torch in the window, the kid from across the road ran up and shone his headlamp light in my eyes. He startled me. I told him to go away. He ran away.
Do you know which direction he ran in?
I don't know. Didn't pay attention as I was getting my keys out of the backpack.
Can you tell me what happened next?
I unlocked the car, got in, and drove home.
Which direction did you go in?
I reversed on an angle. The car bottoms out on the gutter and drove along Laverack Street to Payne Street. I turned right, then turned left onto Patridge Street and drove up Bayswater Road. Turned right onto Banfield Drive, right onto Dalrymple Road, used Dalrymple Road till I got to Kirrawin.
Wouldn't right on Partridge be more direct to your house?
I wanted to call in at the deli on Banfield Drive and grab some breakfast, bacon and egg roll and coffee. They have a good bacon and egg roll, easier to get to driveway coming from Bayswater than crossing across Banfield.
How did you pay for the bacon and egg roll?
I used my phone. All my cards of identification are on my phone.
Were you in a rush to leave Miss Brute's house?
I wasn't speeding, but I took the corner of Laverack and Payne a bit fast, squealed the tyres.
It says here you're a labourer. How do you usually get to work?
I catch a lift with Lionel.
Why weren't you going to work with Lionel on the 11th?
I wasn't working on the site with Lionel. I had some appointments to go to from the 11th to the 14th.
Why not use public transport?
Have you checked the TransLink timetable? I couldn't do all the appointments if I had to catch the bus.
Can you tell me what your appointments were?
Yes. On the 11th of October 2022, 9:30 a.m, Townsville Rehabilitation Centre, physio for my back injury. 10:30 a.m, Townsville University Training Hospital, follow up with specialists to tell me if I needed surgery and do some arrangements for pain management. Midday Corrections Services case manager and Murray Watch. They had coordinated to keep me out of jail last arrest and had me on a bond. We were meeting to discuss this and the new arrangements for recover at work. I have to do a certain number of hours of community service, and this needed to be coordinated with the recover at work host. My coordinators were talking about how to manage this. 12th of October 2022, Kirrawin, 8:30 a.m, ties for drug and blood tests. 9 a.m, follow up on mental health, part of the integrated health plan to meet my bond conditions. 11 a.m, Murray Watch and Recover at Work coordinator. We were discussing my host employer and the way we could work in my bond conditions. Also making arrangements for meeting my host the next day, what clothes I should wear, what I need to take with me. 13th of October 2022, 8:30 a.m, meeting with host employer and induction.
Busy few days. What injury were you managing?
I had a slip at work while carrying some equipment and injured my lower back. Initially, they were concerned I would need surgery, but the swelling reduced and the physio and other rehab are helping. Don't need surgery, that was what the specialist told me on the morning of the 11th of October. They were working with my Murray Watch and Recover at Work coordinator to ensure my work injury management plan allowed me to have work while I recover.
Could you supply the details of your doctors and specialists just so I can check on your appointments?
If I had access to my mobile phone, I could provide the details. Everything is stored on my mobile phone that you confiscated.
Okay, we'll get to that. Who is your corrective services case manager?
Bill Bloggs. I've missed my check-in today and start day with Recover at Work host. Couldn't call them because my phone was taken by you. I'll be in breach of my bond conditions because I couldn't contact them.
Your ATSA representative could do that for you.
Don't have Bill's number or the host's number without my mobile. Everything was on my email, on my phone. My phone is my only device.
You mentioned a drug test. Why are you having drug tests?
As a part of my bond conditions, I have to have regular drug screenings to show I'm not using alcohol or drugs.
Have your tests been clear of cocaine?
Yes.
Can you explain why the test we took last night is positive for cocaine?
Your tests are wrong.
You have a history of drug use, particularly cocaine. It's unlikely the tests are wrong.
They are. I'm not using. I haven't since you arrested me.
Drug tests don't lie.
My tests last week were clear. Why would I risk my parole? I don't want to go into jail. Murray Watch Diversion Program has helped me stay out.
Once a druggie, always a druggie.
I don't have to answer your questions if you're just going to abuse me.
Okay, let's take a breath. Would you like a drink of water?
Yes.
Can you explain why your blood tests would show traces of cocaine?
I've had one other sample show this, and they had to do further testing because I started Cybin SR to help quit smoking. It can show a positive for cocaine unless further tests are done. This is why I had drug and blood tests on the 12th of October. Drug for my bond agreement and blood for the Zyban can cause, because the Zyban can cause renal issues. Being Aboriginal, I'm high risk for renal issues. Doctors monitoring me to ensure the Zyban's not causing me kidneys issues. I'm concerned I've missed my dose this morning because I've been locked up.
Okay, we'll see what we can do about that. You mentioned the Townsville Rehabilitation Unit and Recover at Work. Why are you using these services?
I had a workplace accident. The rehab unit has been treating the injury. Recover at Work have provided a host workplace because my boss cannot use me on site.
So you've been out of work?
I've been on workers' comp, not unemployed.
You mentioned you had the car to attend your appointments. Your appointments ended on the 13th. Why hadn't you returned the car?
I had filled the tank, done my groceries, was putting them away, and was going to return the vehicle to Nikki on the 14th, like I said.
The last appointment was the 13th, yet you still had the car on the afternoon the 14th. Can you explain this?
Mum, an Aboriginal 2, is on renal care. She had dialysis appointment on the 14th. I took her to this. Sisters had supervised visit with Dad. I dropped them off and picked them up. Mum doesn't want contact with Dad.
Okay. Why didn't you explain any of this when we asked yesterday?
Knew I still needed an ATSIL present because when I said I was innocent, you wouldn't believe me.
Can you explain why there were drugs in the car?
Didn't know they were, probably Nikki's.
You had the car for 4 days and didn't know there were drugs there.
No.
Why would you say they're Miss Brutes?
She uses the car more than me and they're not mine.
Are you on good terms with Miss Brute?
We had an argument the last time that I saw her.
What was the argument about?
Nikki's worried about her student visa expiring, doesn't want to go back to Russia with the war and everything. Asked me if I'd marry her to get her partner visa. I said no, didn't want to marry her. She was angry.
Did Miss Brute throw you out?
No, I left. Walked to the park, called Lionel. to come get me.
Can we have Mr. Green's contact numbers?
I can't do that without my phone.
Okay. Can you provide the passcode to your phone so we can gather Mr. Green's details?
785634.
Thank you. Is there anything else you wish to say in relation to this matter?
No.
Have you taken part in this interview of your own free will?
Yes.
Has any threat or promise been held out to you to get you to take part in this interview?
No.
Were you told of your rights to remain silent at the start of or during the interview?
Yes.
Have you answered the questions truthfully here today?
Yes.
Does anyone present wish to say anything before I conclude the interview?
My client has cooperated with your questioning. Will you be releasing Mr. Knievel?
When I have corroborated Mr. Knievel's story, I will reassess his position. Are there any further questions?
No.
You will be provided with a typed copy of this interview within 7 days. I will now terminate this interview. I make the time 10:39 hours. Do you agree with the time?
Yes.